I thought he was gonna stay on the ship.
I didn't think we'd see them again.
Captain Flint is gone.
Gone.
Is this the deal that John Silver made?
Retired from the
Because they had a talk.
He was persuaded that his efforts were no longer viable, that those closest to him had grown tired of them and of him. He then chose to walk away from it all. He's no longer a concern of ours. For if our intent was to extinguish his war, feeding it a martyr seems like an odd way of going about it. Flint had allies who would have only been emboldened by his death, some of whom, had they the desire, could and would have fought his war without him. To honor his memory, instead of a martyr, we have fed it a story, tragedy that diffused their fighting spirit and enabled more moderate voices among them to press for a more moderate solution.
What is that?
A treaty. Its terms conceived by Governor Rogers, its terms agreed to by the Maroon leaders, over a few scattered objections. I can tell you whatever it is you want to hear about Flint's whereabouts. He's dead.
What?
He's retired. The truth of it matters not at all. The truth is there will be no Maroon War in the West Indies because the Maroons themselves have agreed to it. All that remains, then, is for you to purchase Woods Rogers' debts, force his default and incarceration, and see him replaced with a new governor who will honor these terms.
What?
And that's...
You asked for proof of Captain Flint's removal. I cannot give it to you, but this is a meaningful assurance that the pirate threat is no more. You asked for a governor I would call husband. I cannot give that to you either, but I have given you a candidate whose trustworthiness I can guarantee. You want me to administrate Nassau. These are the terms under which it will happen. They are the best I can offer. Are they acceptable to you?
Just one more thing.
Max. Oh, God.
Small favor to ask. Before
God.
the ink dries on whatever it is you've agreed upon. Once the demand for repayment has been made and his default recorded and the warrant sworn, there will be a trial. And at that trial, the court will solicit affidavits from his creditors. Affidavits that will shape the official narrative of the default, the failure, the humiliation. For a man like Woods Rogers, difficult that will be to sit helpless while history records such an unflattering end to what was once such a promising story.
It's true.
Once the time comes to submit that affidavit, I'd so love to help you write it.
I fucking love Jack.
I do too. Fuck you, Jack.
Fuck you, Jack.
No.
He's just so hell-bent on, like, leaving his stamp in the history books.
But where is Flint? Did he actually fucking kill him?
No, I think like you said last episode, I think they were just like, just go. Go do your thing.
But Maddie walked away. She's pissed.
Leave.
Oh, shit.
No.
The treaty is being ratified. The chiefs from the other camps will be leaving shortly, along with the pirate crews. The war is over.
Yes.
I don't know why you did this, but I know you did this. Sent me away from that island so I would not see it. Emboldened Julius so I could not oppose it. Orchestrated it. Don't you dare insult me by denying this.
Flint's war can only have one result. A life of loss and misery and fruitless sacrifice. I had to stop it.
You had to stop it.
And I'm not sorry for it. I lost you once. I would not do it again.
He loves you.
I know, but there's so much more.
He trusted you. He was your friend, and you killed him.
No. I did not kill Captain Flint.
Okay.
I unmade him.
I'm sorry?
The man you know could never let go of his war. For if he were to exclude it from himself, he would not be able to understand himself. So I had to return him to an earlier state of being.
So he's
One in
James.
which he could function without the war,
James McGraw, please.
without the violence, without us. Captain Flint was born out of great tragedy. You know this. I've told you this. I found a way to reach into the past. There is a place near Savannah where men unjustly imprisoned in England are sent in secret. An interment far more humane, but no less secure. Men who enter these gates never leave them. To the rest of the world, they simply cease to be.
My heart's racing right now.
I don't believe this. Flint would have fought to the death before allowing it.
He resisted at first, but then I told him what else I had heard about this place. I was told prominent families amongst London society made use of it. I was told the governor in Carolina made use of it. So I sent a man to find out if they'd used it to hide away one particular prisoner. He returned with news. Thomas Hamilton was there. He disbelieved me. He continued to resist, corralling him to great effort. But the closer we got to Savannah, his resistance began to diminish. I couldn't say why. I wasn't expecting it. Perhaps he'd finally reached the limits of his physical ability to fight. Or perhaps, as the promise of seeing Thomas got closer, he grew more comfortable letting go of this man he created in response to his loss. For a man whose mind I had come to know so well, whose mind I'd in some ways incorporated into my own. It was a strange experience to see something from it, because it wasn't the man I'd come to know at all, the one who existed beforehand, waking from a long and terrible nightmare, reorienting to the daylight and the world as it existed before he first closed his eyes.
Dude, this show's like poetry.
Letting the memory of the nightmare fade away.
This is unbelievable. You got your wish. It's a love story.
You may think what you want of me. I will draw comfort in the knowledge that you are alive to think it. But I'm not the villain you fear I am. I'm not him.
You okay?
That was really good.
You sent a man to investigate this place.
Yes.
And he did this and returned to Nassau, all before the Spanish arrived.
Yes.
You didn't just betray my trust. You have planned to betray all that time.
Oh, shit. Oh, uh-oh.
Get out.
Uh-oh.
The pirates will be leaving here, but I will stay. And I will wait. A day, a month, a year, forever.
Same thing he said to Flint.
In the hopes that you will understand why I did what I did.
Get out.
Uh-oh. Oh, Maddie.
Yeah, he put that plan in motion a long time ago.
A story is true, a story is untrue.
Oh, you heard Mommy cry.
The stories we want to believe, those are the ones that survive, despite upheaval and transition and progress. Those are the stories that shape history. What does it matter if it was true when it was born? It's found truth in its maturity, which, if a virtue in man, ought to be no less so for the things men create. As this relates to your question specifically, I appreciate your indulging me.
No need. I was drawn in.
Long John Silver's story is a hard one to know. The men who believed most deeply in it
See and fucking die.
lived.
were ultimately destroyed by it. And those who stood to benefit most from it were the most eager to leave it all behind. Until all that remains of any of it,
Hey, she made it back with her children.
bearing only a passing resemblance to the world the rest of us lived in, a world we survived.
The pirates.
A world that is no more.
I hear it ain't altogether over. There are still men on the account here under the blessing of the governor. I hear he allows for it, as long as it helps drive up prices for the merchants here. I hear he allows you to continue the practice. That's why I came.
Two things you must know if you're going to be spending time here with us. The governor, lovely man, dear friend, might be the hero given credit for the Maroon Truce, bringing peace to the West Indies.
Really?
What?
Let's just say he had some help. And the true power here is a little more complicated than that. There is, by law and strict enforcement of the administration, no piracy in Nassau. Not ever. Meet me at the jetty. Are we ready to depart?
Don't remember talking about bringing on new people.
Ah, we didn't.
I know we didn't.
He's come from the continent. Served with the regulars in the war.
Mark Reed.
I fucking love Anne.
Planning on bringing them all on?
All of who?
All the fools that have heard you may know where to find Captain Flint's treasure. The ones think you may go looking for it again.
Oh, they never pulled it out of the ground. That's right.
I've chased Captain Flint's treasure. I've had Captain Flint's treasure. It never ends well. Rather than rush off after it again, maybe let's just do this a while longer. Is that it?
Still don't understand what was wrong with the one we had.
Because what's it all for if it goes unremembered? It's the art that leaves the mark. But to leave it must transcend.
He doesn't love it.
Does it say fuck you, Jack?
It's fine.
What is it? What is it? I want to see.
So do I.
Aw, I like it. That was so good. Like, I want to watch just that portion of the episode that I was so emotional for. I would watch that over again. That was so good.
This show was absolutely incredible. I would absolutely say that finale stuck the landing. And Jack standing tall at the end. Jack Rackham wins.
Oh my god.
Unfriggin' believable. The moment they mentioned that place, the idea that Thomas was alive, and the way they just planted the seed like 6 or 7 episodes ago, and then just kind of sprinkled it a little here, and then they kind of hit you hard with it in the open. So good. So fucking good. Because the only way you were ever going to get Flint off this idea of what he was driving towards, hey, Thomas is alive. It's the only way you were going to get him off that. The only way.
And Silver knew what he was doing, and I get Maddie's like, oh, this wasn't just a let's go see if he's there. You known. And you've been doing this for so long.
What a plan, though.
Dude, he's in for the long haul. Good Lord.
That was absolutely spectacular.
I love it.
Just the battle, the fight, watching Woodes Rogers lose. Like, Billy lived at the end, which I'm a little bummed out about. I'm not going to lie.
But he's alone. The world destroyed him. Don't you remember?
He's all by himself on Skeleton Island.
Yep. And it's not on any map.
Nope.
So
good luck, Billy.
No one's gonna find you, my dude.
Oh man, it's crazy. I do feel bad about the Maddie and John Silver situation, but I'm hoping that end scene is kind of like
she's gonna come to terms with it. Hopefully,
it's like understand why John Silver did what he did, and it's a hard thing because so much was sacrificed, so much was put into it, blood, sweat, tears. Maddie almost died. She was held captive. She was locked up on the bottom of the ship for Woodes Rogers. She was basically being used as bait. Like, she went through hell for this cause and this war, and then for it to just like abruptly just be over because John Silver had this crazy elaborate plan that worked perfectly for him. It's like, yeah, I'd be a little pissed off about it too if I was Maddie, considering everything that she went through.
Right.
And I think it would, over time, because of what his intentions were, I think I would lighten up. I think I would back off of that a little bit and start giving him a chance just because of ultimately why he did it. It was
the love.
Yeah.
So basically what we've come down to is Black Sails is a love story.
Yeah. We kind of came to that conclusion a couple episodes ago, I feel like.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it's been like a long, like I think even before this season started, it's a love story.
The core of a lot of these characters' motives are based around love. Doing things for others and as a result of potential outcomes for others and with others. So yeah, I mean, it's almost an impossible thing to explain to people without ruining it. Like, I don't know how, because I talk about this show all the time at jiu-jitsu because one of the other guys in class has seen every episode and loves it. And it's like one of those things where I try to tell people how amazing it is, but how do you do that without spoiling it? That's a massive reveal at the end that, like, Flint gave it all up because Thomas was fucking alive. He was stashed away at this place.
Thank God for this place. No shame. No shame.
I mean,
oh my goodness. I love it.
From top to bottom, probably the best story told. The way they told the stories were incredible. They gave it, I bet you go back, I bet you there's so many tells throughout the entire show about what was coming and what was happening. And just the way it's just subtly told, the way they use the flashbacks, no show has ever done flashbacks better than this. The way they just weave them through episodes, every single flashback that we've seen going back, I think in season 2 is when they started. Maybe. Where we started seeing McGraw. Like, where we started seeing Flint as James McGraw.
That's true.
Like, I'm getting chills talking about it. All of the flashbacks have been so powerful and so impactful to the story. It's just been absolutely flawless. And I think some of my favorite flashbacks are like the not so far flashbacks, where it's like the end of the episode essentially that we're seeing at the beginning, and like conversations happening, and then those are like weaved through the episode. It's just absolutely amazing. Just the whole story, the characters, the constant love and hate for some of them, and just the constant just struggle with, oh my God, do I love Flint now? Do I hate Flint now? Do I like Silver was making a lot of tough decisions at the end there, and it's like, oh my God, I love this character so much, but his decisions are getting hard to kind of like support. And then watching all the men die, and then ultimately finding out that he put this plan in motion. I don't even know how long in advance, but like the idea that Max shared that information with him and then was like, wait, is Thomas there? Is there a Thomas Hamilton that lives there? And then send someone there, and this has all happened way before, and then it plays out at the end, and the timing was perfect. Unreal. Unbelievable.
You know I loved it. You know I did.
I without question am going to put this amongst the S tier shows that we have ever seen. I mean, it definitely belongs with Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones in terms of favorite and best show that we've seen, for me, in my opinion. Just because of how flawless the storytelling is, the way they reveal things, the way they keep things so close to the vest, and then when it's time to reveal it, it's like, yeah, here it is, and it plays out amazingly. But if you're really paying attention and you watch it multiple times, I bet there were hints way beyond just even that conversation with John Silver and Max.
Right.
Like, just, it's a legitimate masterclass of storytelling. The writing was incredible. Every character, the way they were written, just the dialogue, the conversations, just, I don't have a bad thing to say about this show. If I'm going to be nitpicky, the only thing I would say is that, like, season 1, because of there's so much world and character building that needs to take place, it takes a minute to get, like, downhill.
It's a little slow.
Yeah. Which I personally have zero issues with. I don't mind that because of the world and the characters they were setting up. If it's not done right, if you just jump into a world like this, it could probably get lost. And I loved it. That's probably the only thing that I could think of as of right now as a critique, and I don't even find it as a bad thing. I know other people will criticize the first season as being slow or not interesting or boring or whatever words they want to use, but I think it's completely necessary for a show like this.
Yeah. I don't have any complaints. I just loved it. I mean, yes, with the season 1. A little slow to start, but damn, that was good.
And I think it just goes to show, being 4 seasons. Yeah. I think
how much they could fit into 4
seasons. Well, not even just that, but they knew where they were starting and they knew where they were ending, and there was no like, you could tell that there was no question with the story that they were telling from start to finish. True. You knew exactly what was happening, and at the end, Nassau is sitting there thriving, doing well, no piracy, of course, as Jack says, and ultimately that was Eleanor's goal, that was Flint's goal. Like, having Nassau thrive and be in the position that it's in is what they were all fighting for. And here it is at the end, looking like the place that we noticed when it was at its peak. So good. Yeah. So good. Just everything came full circle. Just, I think Vane would be really proud of Jack.
Aww, fuck you, Jack.
I think he'd be really proud of Jack.
I'm proud of Jack.
Jack did, and I kind of like said that a couple episodes ago as like a joke, kind of like, oh, watch, Jack's going to be standing tall, but it actually makes a lot of sense. And part of the reason why it kind of actually started, like, I know I kept saying Woodes Rogers was going to win, but clearly, like, the Pirates got their shit together and got the job done. But Jack, in the conversation that he had with Eleanor's grandma, the fact that he kind of spit out the whole line with, I'm different, I'm not like all the others, I think that's what set him apart the most. He's not a normal pirate. He's smart. He has he has a really good vision of the big picture, and he knows how to execute plans and figure out how to get things done. And I just think he's a little bit more strategic and smart. Like, obviously, Vane did an amazing job as a captain and was able to get plans done, and Flint being Flint, obviously we know that. But Jack was a different breed. There's absolutely no question. And I'll always love the dude for his just obsessiveness with his legacy.
Yes.
No matter what the situation or what is going on, can I help you write it? It's all about what's being told. Like, he's always just so stuck on the legacy, and I love that. Yeah. He just wants Jack Rackham to be a name that people will never forget. I will remember the name. Jack Rackham.
Uba, should we rename you to Jack?
No, Uba's a great name for him. He is Viking. He is not pirate. So, just a quick update. We're going to do, like we've done with some of the other big shows that we have finished, we're going to do a wrap party. You should probably join our Discord. There'll be a link down below for updates on that to let you guys know when we're going to have the wrap party. If you aren't familiar with the wrap party, it's basically our opportunity to celebrate this show with the community and talk about it, let this finale sink in, let the whole show sink in, take questions and comments from the community, and just basically spend an hour or two just talking about how amazing this show is.
Right.
Might have a special treat. I'm working on something. I'm not going to even give a hint about what it is, but I don't want to get any hopes up. We'll see if it plays out. But regardless, it's going to be an opportunity just to sit, hang out, and talk about Black Sails and how amazing this show is. Because I don't think it gets enough credit. I think it's the most underrated show that we have ever seen. Top to bottom, the storytelling's flawless. There's, like, I've got that dude shirt, you know? I don't have room to put the characters that I love from Black Sails on it. It needs its own, like, you need to add, like, 4 more, like, faces to this shirt. Because there's so many absolutely incredible characters from this show. It just doesn't get the due I feel like it deserves. And I'm personally going to do whatever I can to get people to just watch this show because it deserves it. It deserves the Game of Thrones treatment. Like, it really does. The story, the world, the visuals, like these boat fights.
Yes.
Those ships were incredible.
I loved it. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I just love pirate stuff, so yeah.
And, like, one of the things that me and my buddy were talking about, selling a pirate show to people, it's like, oh, pirates, you automatically check out because you might think, like, oh, Jack Sparrow or Pirates of the Caribbean or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's more like fantasy and kind of, like, comedy-driven. Like, this show is fucking serious. Like, these are real pirates. Like, this is hardcore shit. So
Proper pirates.
yeah, I definitely feel like this show deserves to be in the upper echelon of TV shows. Just because of the writing and the characters and the storytelling and the visuals. Just everything about it just feels so epic. So yeah, join our Discord. It's a great place to hang out.
We have fun there.
We could officially start talking about Black Sails as one of our rap shows. We don't have to hide from anything anymore. We can talk about it freely. And we've got a channel for that over on the Discord. But yeah, that's the best place for updates and all that stuff. And we'll update you when we're going to do the stream. Because it's going to be a live stream. It's going to be a chance to talk live with everybody and answer questions and just talk about how fucking amazing the show is. Any other thoughts?
Oh, I cried hard.
You did.
I cried so hard.
You wanted that moment so badly.
I did.
And it was beautiful.
It was amazing.
It was a beautiful moment.
It was the perfect moment.
I legitimately couldn't even imagine what was going through their heads.
Like, is that
Like,
him?
how...
Is that him?
Like,
is that him?
They were gone for so long. They were separated for
a
so
lifetime.
long. And the fact that both of them 100% probably erased the idea of ever seeing them again because...
But also waiting for them.
Right. Yes. Because in Flint's mind, Thomas was dead. But in Thomas's mind, he knew he was in this place alive, hoping that maybe Flint was alive
but
somewhere.
Had no idea.
He didn't know anything.
He had no idea that Flint was Flint.
Right.
He doesn't know who Flint is.
Just the idea of them seeing each other again, that's just an unimaginable feeling. And just... the look on Thomas's face was pretty epic because he was just kind of just like, huh? And then when he realized, he was like, oh, big smile, and then they embraced, and such a great moment. And yeah, love story.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. We love love. So.
Yeah,
So good.
It was so well done, and I love how far back they kind of planted that seed. Because you kind of like, with all the action that took place this final season, it's an easy thing to forget. And be like, oh wait, what was that conversation that John Silver had with Max about some place where people go? Like, what was that? Like, it's an easy thing to forget because of all the crazy episodes in between. But yeah, Flint was an absolutely amazing character. He was amazing. Ruthless, scary as fuck. Just did whatever he had to do to, like, drive towards his goal. Doesn't matter how close you were to the guy. If you got in his way or disagreed or tried to put any kind of stop to his plan, you're fucking gone, bro. He will kill you. And it's just such a savage thing. But he's also such a romantic at heart. And, like, it feels like...
Well, Flint isn't. McGraw is.
Well, right. But he's... Just the fact that he essentially played two characters... And just that character arc and everything that he went through with Thomas and everything he went through with Miranda and everything else with the cash and John Silver, like that relationship was amazing. I think it was one of my favorite relationships of a lot of the shows that we've seen.
Right.
The John Silver and Flint just conversations and moments were incredible.
And how Billy just tried to weave himself. You can't break it.
He thought he knew how. I mean, he did know how, but Maddie is talk about a badass.
Yeah, she's got the truth bomb.
She didn't budge in a centimeter on any of this, which is why she was probably so mad. That's why she was so pissed off. She went through so much, and just, I don't know. If I had to pick one character from this show, I think it's still really wild that we don't know anything about John Silver's past. The fact that got brought up last episode, and that we really have absolutely no clue about John Silver, where he came from, or what his whole deal was, is so insane. But the journeys on this show, I mean, I think Flint has to be the top. With that ending, with Thomas, like...
Oh my god, yeah.
Literally coming full circle, and the fact that everyone's goals with Nassau were kind of like achieved with it turning out to be what it was. I think if you had to pick one, who would you pick? I mean, I think for me, I think it is Flint, just because his story was just so insane from top to bottom.
It's Thomas. Oh my god, it's so good. I mean,
it's a hard thing to do.
Flint, yes. Silver, yes. Maddie, yes.
Incredible. Oh, Maddie's story was incredible.
I love her.
She's amazing.
I don't know. I can't just pick one.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard because, I mean, John Silver, just the way he showed up and like the way he was just able to wiggle his way into the crew. And I was thinking about one of the early lines when John Silver was basically on his deathbed, essentially, with Flint, because he had the map that he had in his head. John Silver was like, yeah, you're probably going to like me. We're going to become friends. That's why you're not going to kill me when this is over. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's ultimately where they ended up. Right. They became so intertwined that, yeah, they're like forever going to be just linked and connected. And I mean, obviously they had some ups and downs and a lot of downs, especially towards the end. Yeah. But they did become friends.
Yep.
And John Silver was right. Just, he went from random guy faking it as a cook to becoming essentially a king.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, things didn't go exactly according to plan for him at the end. But I could literally talk about this show forever.
Yep.
I could literally talk about it forever, and we're going to do it for the wrap party. So, again, come join the Discord. We'll give you updates about when we're going to plan it, when we're going to do it. But any other thoughts as we wrap up this absolutely incredible show? Wow. I'm exhausted.
Same.
That was so good.
That was so good.
That was so good. One of the best shows of all time. You guys leave your comments down below. We're so happy that we saw this. I'm so grateful. So yeah, we'll see you guys later. We'll keep you updated for the wrap party. Have a good one. Bye.